what got me interested into motorcycle repair, I always had some sort of motorcycle growing up, whether it be this or, Yamaha XT 225 Enduro, stuff like that. And it was more of a situation of, I wanted to ride all the time. Mom, dad might be at work. So if I wanted to ride something, I had to get it started. I had to know, if I wanted to ride it, I had to be the one to start it. That quickly escalated into, okay, well, you wrecked it or you did this, what do you have to fix now? So if I wrecked something, something wouldn't start, something was wrong, I had to fix it if I wanted to ride it. And as most of you know, if you're watching this, tends to be a very expensive hobby. Gets out of control pretty quick. For someone young like myself, if I certainly wasn't going to be able to afford to pay anybody to, work on it. Lucky enough that, my parents always had a motorcycle around for me to ride. My dad always had bikes, but if I wanted to ride something, I had to know how to fix it. So it kind of started with that, just tinkering around, and just very quickly escalated into, okay, well, now I'm a little bit older. My buddies had some bikes, things like that. Something would go wrong with them. None of my friends, really had parents or anything that rode motorcycles. They kind of got into it on their own. I was fortunate enough to, have my dad and uncle as, kind of influences on me, especially my dad. So if I wanted to ride and do these things, I had to learn how to fix them. My friends didn't have any background in it, but they knew, that I always had bikes growing up. I started out at my uncle's garage, kind of watching my dad work on his bikes at my uncle's, all that stuff. That transitioned and expanded into me working on some stuff with my friends, tinkering with their bikes. They would always buy something that needed some work, and I knew just enough more than they did to kind of be helpful to them. And, it quickly turned into, after that, well, I was working jobs, whatnot, just didn't know really what I wanted to do. College wasn't the thing for me, tried that. But, in my free time, I always had a job, but in my free time, I would always be tinkering on a bike, figuring out how to fix something I had, or a friend's bike, something like that. And it got to the point where I was, I really enjoy this. I really like doing this. And, let's see if I can get somebody to pay me to do this, essentially. Okay, I like to do this, so, I'm probably going to be doing it anyhow. So if I can get somebody to pay me to do this, absolutely. And from there, it just blew up, and here I am.